What's up guys, and welcome back to another EVE Online video. Tonight we are back in the wormhole. I'm in a C1 wormhole, and I'm in my exploration self-sustaining Stratios, and we're going to be taking on an unsecured perimeter. What's it called? I've forgotten what it's called. Let's have a quick check. Amplifier. Unsecured perimeter amplifier. It's a sleeper data site, for those that aren't aware. So we will be... You have to do a bit of combat, you have to fight some sleepers, and then you get to hack the stuff afterwards and get some T3 elements. We'll see what we get out of this one. So I am in my Stratios, as I mentioned. This is a self-sustaining Stratios. I will throw the fit up, but you should check out my other videos where I go into it in slightly more detail. But obviously standard stuff up here, cloaks, scanner probes and things. This is the remote armor rep, is for my drones. If they take damage, take armor damage, then I can fly back into my safe spot and repair them. Cap recharges to keep the cap stable. We are cap stable if this is not running, so we are cap stable. Tracking links to help damage application with the drones, and the target painter is for to increase my ship's threat modifier, which stops my drones getting aggroed so much. So it's really useful to have. And then we're armor tanks, so we've got an armor rep, drone damage, multispectrum, membranes, and a power diagnostic system. But this might be blurred, so you might not be able to see that. Auxiliary nanopumps 1 and 2 in the rigs, and explosive armor reinforcer to fill the explosive hole in the Stratios' tank. Because I am willing to invest in it, you'll see it's not a cheap ship. It's because I've got 2 geckos. Their damage application, especially to sleepers, is excellent because of their omni damage, and the sleepers have omni tank, so there's no holes to exploit in their tank. So the geckos, and you can see obviously that's the fit for combat. I don't actually have my mobile depot with me, but I'm only 1 jump from ISEC, so I'll jump out to change my fit, but ordinarily I'd have a mobile depot, and we would go to our safe, deploy the depot, refit the ship to whatever it needs to be. In this case it would be a data site, so chuck the data analyzer on in place of maybe the tracking link or the target painter, and then fly back in and hack the site. And also, just worth bearing in mind, we are in wormhole space, so you need to be constantly descanning. You won't see me click this because I've got it on a hotkey, but I will be scanning all the time, so just be aware of that. Right, without further ado, let's warp in to the site and see how we get on.
Warp drive active.
Unsecured perimeter amplifier. I like the text that comes up on these things as well, but sleeper sites are pretty cool. I can't because I'm cloaked, so I'm warping in cloaked just so I can get a feel for the site as I warp in. The nice thing about sleeper hacking sites is you get the blue loot and salvage that is associated with the combat, but then you also get to hack the sites as well. So best of both worlds, you know. Alright, what do we got to start with? I need to swap to PvE. We have just 2 cruisers, so I'm going to decloak and drop my MTU on the warp-in point. That's to just ensure we don't have a pirate, a ganker warp in at 0 and be able to just kill me, stay cloaked. Sorry, I'm struggling to keep track. Right, now we started. I'm cap stable, so I'm just going to hit my rep straight away, even though it's unnecessary at this point. And the geckos should just do their work. But as I was saying with the MTU drop point, if a ganker warps to 0 cloaked, they'll hit the MTU and it'll cause them to decloak. So it's just a little bit of extra safety you can put in for yourself. Where am I going? I'm supposed to be orbiting at 20k. Alright, so hopefully this site shouldn't be too difficult for the tank. This is just a C1. I think there's 3 waves. You can see the geckos are getting through the sleepers fairly quickly. That's one almost gone already. There we are. Start on the second one. I'm just gonna lovely. Get a painter on it. But you can see because of the target painter, my drones don't pick up any aggro even though they're heavies. I've tried running this with a warp scram instead of the target painter, so that I have a bit more threat if a gank comes in. But my drones just picked up aggro constantly, so I've had to swap back out and just hope I don't get ganked. But we'll be paying a lot of attention to descan all the time while we just take these out. And you can see you've got the 4 hacking things. I believe if you wanted to, you could try and tank it up and hack them. You won't succeed, I don't think, but you can just go and hack them straight away. So I go for the frigates first. The cruisers are the trigger here, so the last cruiser is the trigger, and the frigates I think have newts on them, so good to get rid of them because otherwise our stable capacitor will break. There you go, there's the newt from the frigate. There's a frigate I didn't lock up, so get to him next. Come on, worry. There you go. But our tank's holding fine. You can see we're taking quite a lot of damage, but it just ticks away. Just to show you the tank situation, you can see there is not a hole in their armour. So you can just deal, if you can deal omni damage, which the geckos do, then you're fine. So they do have specific damage types, but it varies from sleeper to sleeper. So again, an omni tank is what you want. So for these guys, obviously I want kinetic and thermal ideally, but there are other sleepers that will deal explosive and kinetic all the time. I should have said EM, not kinetic. But so we're just going to keep orbiting. Like obviously I could pilot better to try and reduce the incoming damage, but there's not much point. It's all going fine. Our tank is holding without too much hassle. That's this wave almost done. Just the two of the cruisers left, and then I think it's just one more wave, possibly with 4 cruiser spawn. And the nice thing about sleeper sites, as I mentioned in my last wormhole video, is you know what you're getting. You get a really consistent amount of loot. Obviously I don't know what's going to be in the cans, but in terms of from the sleepers themselves, you get blue loot, which is consistent all the time. So I think I'm getting 10.4-ish million ISK. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's 10 million-ish ISK in blue loot, guaranteed. And I just take that to an NPC station and sell it when I'm ready. And obviously I like to salvage because I want to do a bit of Tech 3 manufacturing. But obviously only if I feel safe. So let's go and take out the last 4 cruisers. Oh, the awakened watchmans are neuting, so let's take them out first, because our tank will obviously break if we are neuted all the way down. That's quite an effective neut, so just for the time being I'm going to kill my afterburner. But we should be fine, hopefully, because one of them is almost gone. And we'll take out the other watchmen, because they're the ones that nuked. You can see 60 gigajoules. That's not insignificant. I haven't got a cat battery on here. If I was in my Gila, it would be fine. but I've got no cat battery in this fit, so neuting is a problem. But then our DPS should mean we survive fine, and you can see at the moment, because I've turned my afterburner off, the nuke isn't breaking my capacitor anymore. So I'll turn that back on now, and we're fine. That one died. Get the target painter running again, and we shouldn't have any problems. I want that beeping to stop, but that's, you know. There you go. Oh no, it's still beeping. Every time the armor rep runs, but we're stable again. So I think this is the last wave, so we'll just clear these up. Last one. I'm actually going to head back towards my MTU because I think this is the last one. Geckos on D scanner mine, obviously. Get the target painter going, but you can see the damage application is really nice. They hit hard, these geckos. Like, I've got very good drone skills, so my DPS output is strong. So that's worth bearing in mind if you're going to go for a similar fit or something. You need to be aware that your DPS might not be as high. Return to drone bait. Right, and I'm now going to salvage as well. But what I discovered relatively recently, far too recently for my liking, considering how much I've played the game, is I don't need to target the wrecks. I can just let my drones go and do it themselves, which means I can be aware if anyone warps in. Let's get my salvage drones out, and I'll just press salvage, and they'll go get on with it. So now, as a result, I'm just going to orbit this at 5k, just so that I'm moving if someone walks in. You know, it's not the safest, but at least I'm on the move. Still hitting D-scan all the time. And we'll wait for the MTU to pull in the last Rex, and then we'll check out the blue loot and the salvage, and then I will fly back over to the station in high sec, refit for my data analyzer, and come back in and hack this place. So what I'm going to do is oh, it's not going to let me. No, I was going to save location of one of these things. Alright, I can save location of the middle one. Alright, I'm going to save location in there so I don't have to slow boat in. Can. Will do. And here we just have, you see the first little bit of Tech 3 salvage. Emergent combat analyzer. Just to show the sort of thing these are for. So this specifically will go into a warfare computation core, which then goes into, you know, you need all this stuff, you need a lot of it. These are wormhole gas sites. It's really complicated to build T3. And this goes into all the T3 stuff, confessors, Loki stuff, Svipal, yeah. But I like to just build T3 stuff every now and again for myself because I'm in wormholes picking this stuff up. I might as well stockpile it and every now and again just build something. And it's in sites like this that you will get the blueprints that you need to be able to do this stuff. Like if I go show info on this. No, okay. So you get like gold or yellow blueprints. I can't get them to come up at the moment, but it's really interesting to try and get into. It's so complicated, so if you want to try and do it as like a full-time thing, as like your niche in EVE, I personally don't think it's worth it. Like I like to do it as a little side project because I'm here, but it's so complicated to get into it yourself to fully, and they're not that worth it anymore because T3 somehow has become a bit saturated. So Lokis and Tengus and the like aren't selling anywhere near as high as they used to. You're talking what, maybe 200 million for a Tengu, maybe not even that. They used to be at least double. So there's also there's a faction relic site in here as well. So when I refit, I'll put my relic analyzer on and come back in and do that. Because it's a faction site in a wormhole, there's no sleepers, so you can just go in and hack that straight away without having to fight anything. These only exist in wormholes C1 to 3. You can't find them in C4, 5 or 6, so don't try, they don't exist. But they're normally pretty lucrative. Like, I'd expect to average about 20 million from a relic site in wormhole. You can get blueprints and stuff that are worth a lot more than that, and you can get some sites that are just not worth doing at all. But I reckon you average about 20 million, and it takes not long. So if you find those, they're worth having a go at. Right, finish for the last little bit of salvage to come in. I could redirect them. So do a bit of manual drone work. And see how they get on. Hurry up, drones. Do your job. So just while this is happening, if anyone has any requests of any sort of videos they want to see, just let me know in the comments. I'm keen to do a few more wormhole videos, try and knock down, the C1 combat sites and C1 relic and data sites and things that are worth doing videos for. And then when I finish the C1, maybe move to C2. I don't think this fit should be able to solo a lot of C2 stuff, but I think beyond that it would struggle. But so, it's worth investing in just to run around in C1 and C2s. But if there's anything else, you'll have seen, if you check out my channel, you'll see I've got some Orca stuff. I've got other combat sites. I'm going to be putting up a video of some fleet work, doing a Poco Bash and things like that. So if there's anything else you want to see, any requests, let me know and I'll see if I can give it a go. If so, please subscribe to the channel. It means a huge amount when people comment or like or subscribe. It's really nice to know that I'm providing a bit of help to others. That is the salvaging done. So let's pull them in. Let's go pick up my MTU. See how much is in there. But yeah, as I say, it makes a huge difference to me just to know that my videos are helping people, or just providing entertainment or whatever. So yeah, if you please like and subscribe, it just is massive. 10.2 million in blue loot. There we go. Lovely. We'll scoop that up, and I will go and refit, and then we'll come and do this site. Alright, so we've refit and just warping back to the site now. Obviously I could have dropped off my stuff, but I'm trying to simulate having the mobile depot and things, and so I probably wouldn't want to leave that lying around in space. And obviously it'll be interesting to know what we've got at the end. This will decloak me because we've landed, but so let's just get to doing these. I'm going to lock them all up. I've got analyzer 2s running. And the sleeper ones are fairly nice and easy. Again, I've got good skills for this, so they're very simple for me, and it's a good ship. Like, I didn't take any damage through that. But what have we got inside? Am I going to bump? There we go. Okay, so that's just T3 data cores. Let's go to this one now. T3 data cores are really useful, but what I'm really looking for is the blueprints. Nothing in that one. So obviously, if you're not sure and you don't want to spend too long in space, you can scan these things as well. But I'm pretty confident, obviously I can do them very quickly because I don't have to worry about basically failing them, like it's not possible at this level. That's quite nice. I don't know what it's used for, but it's a few million. And last one, to see if we get anything good. Going close, got a range of 6k, so let's get that going now. Where is it? There it is. So you can see, do that nice and fast. We're just going to go in and open that. So no blueprint. Let me go to my safe, and we'll have a look at those as soon as I warp out of here. Stack all. As I say, no little blueprint this time, which would have been nice. But we got, what do we get? We got a filament. We got this young thunder kite, which is used for storyline blueprints, which you can get from Cosmos agents and things. So that's worth having. It's worth 3 million. Might not sell that well, but you know, eventually I plan to come across these blueprints. So, and then you got the data cores, which are needed for the invention. So these are what I was looking for, right? These sort of yellow blueprints, which can then turn into, with these data cores, can turn into the actual blueprints for Tech 3 construction. So you need the data cores to be able to do that. We've got lots of data cores, but none of the blueprints. As it's here, and as I'm here, I guess at the end of this, for now, I'm just going to go and have a look at this other relic site.
Warp drive active.
If you aren't that bothered, obviously just go and kill the video here. But as I'm here and I've got it fit, I'm going to go and do this relic site. You guys can see it. The hacking will be much more difficult, but again, I've still got a very good fit for it and good skills. But the hacking will be more difficult than the one we've just seen, but there'll be no combat ships. And different loot. Someone's already been here. So that's not going to be very exciting, because if they've left this, it's because A, it's a bait, in which case you can watch me die now. Or they scanned it with a cargo scanner and there's been nothing of worth in there. Alright, I'm going to take the risk of being a bait. I want to clear this down, because it's one of the things that sort of annoys me. Like, you know, you spend a while scanning this shit down, and if someone's just left it, it stays here for a long time. You know, at the very least they should shoot the can so that it clears the site. Which is why it could be a bait, of course. You leave it here so that an unsuspecting explorer comes in and then you just kill them. But I'm willing to take the risk at the moment. But I'm expecting these to have next to nothing, maybe a piece of carbon, which is worthless, in there. Let's start hitting this so we can scan as quickly as possible. You see, much bigger, much more difficult scanning. That's annoying. Oh, that's even more annoying. Might fail this straight away. Alright, get that going on there. I need some health from somewhere. Oh no, I don't. So just take that out. And what have we got inside? I mean, fine. Not very much. That's used for Tech 2. Yeah, Tech 2 manufacturing. Rigs, specifically Tech 2 rigs. This stuff. 145, like, it's not to be sniffed at least I'm clearing the site down, and so far haven't been attacked, which is the main thing. But as there are never any sleepers here. These the sites with the faction name in them. So this is Angel, for example. So you can just do these in any hacking ship. You don't have to do any combat. Start repping, and there we go, done. And just 19k, so nothing of note. And back to my safe. Get the warp drive going, and we'll cloak up. And they'll have disappeared from the scanner here. You can see there's a few ore sites and a couple of wormholes is what's left. And we're cloaking up, and we are done. So, oh yeah, a bit of bonus hacking at the end, worth nothing, but bonus hacking. And that was a unsecured, forgot the name again, unsecured perimeter, not ambush point. Can't remember. Well, it'll be in the title. You'll be able to see it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, guys. I hope you found it informative. If you did, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.